You underestimate Real Madrid at your own peril, But I am really not surprised about the lack of telepathy, the lack of understanding, the lack of a causality that runs through the spine of the team.
There's a bit of reluctance in their style of play. They are trying to study because of their formation. They try to study before. PSG does not allow that chance for you to study and then get yourself. No, they don't allow that.
All the teams that are left in this tournament, there's absolutely no team that has got a dreadful mentality than Madrid.
All right, so it's the end of 90 minutes. It's the end of the road for Juventus. Real Madrid advancing to the last 8 of the FIFA Club World Cup. And goal scored by Gonzalo Garcia. His third goal of the tournament. He's becoming more of the revelation of the tournament, but then his goal was what separated the two sides after 90 minutes, which means that Juventus have been knocked out. So the 7th team to have qualified into the last 8 of the FIFA Club World Cup now confirmed officially is Real Madrid, with one more game to go between Borussia Dortmund and Monterrey. But now we are set here to talk about that game that we just witnessed. What a game it was. First half was quite dull, lethargic, but then the second half, both teams rose to the occasion. But then Real Madrid showed so much quality and ambition to win it, and they walked away with the win, which has seen them advance to the next round. I'm here with Messi and then also Atiga Mauli Force. We'll be talking about the game and the highs and lows, as well as what the talking point from the game we just saw. Let me start off with you, Messi. You predicted a 1-0 win for Real Madrid, and I don't know if you're a prophetess, but I'm sure I'll ask you the date I'll be getting right.
Yeah.
You have a lot to tell.
I have it in mind.
You have it in mind, right? What do you make of the game? Your prediction came to pass. Were you impressed with Real Madrid?
I sort of figured out their game plan, so I'm impressed at their brilliance, but not about the game that they played. I think they could have done better because they had all the arsenal, they had everything in place to have done better from the start, but they just kept playing mind games with Juventus until the second half, where they showed their true form. So I think I'm impressed with the outcome of the game, but not entirely the play that they put together. Yes.
Interesting. But Atika, let me come to you. Your quick reaction from the game we just witnessed. Not the high-octane game we would have wanted to see from two giants, from Europe all the way to America playing over there. But it's a game that gives you an indication that Real Madrid have still got quality, and you never underestimate them at any level at all.
You underestimate Real Madrid at your own peril, But I am really not surprised about the lack of telepathy, the lack of understanding, the lack of a causality that runs through the spine of the team, because it's a new system. You understand? I mean, Real Madrid is not known to be a 3-back system team. You understand? Real Madrid is a 4-back system team since I started appreciating football. So this is a totally different formation, different system altogether. It's going to take time for them, to marry the two together. So I am not really surprised about the lethargic play in the first half. But I think that the moment of the game swung when Colomboigny did not take his chance. And apart from that chance that he got in the first 10 minutes of the game, he never really had a show in for the entirety of the game. So that should tell you that at the highest level, you don't need 2-3 chances to be known or to be seen. You just need one chance to be seen. And he got that opportunity and he fluffed it. But in the totality of the game, I think that the first half belonged to Juventus, but their inability to, get the most important, which is scoring the goals, is their downfall. Then the second half was the exact opposite of what we saw in the first half, where the high octane football we were all talking about was exhibited, to the extent that Garcia got the only goal of the game as a result of some sumptuous, through ball from Alexander Trent.
Would you say it was as a result of too much respect from Juventus? Because after that first attempt from Colomboigny, it looked like they were a bit laid back, not really trying to threaten mid-block pressing. No, do you think they showed Madrid too much respect, or you just believe the game plan just didn't work to perfection?
That was the game plan. The game plan did work to perfection in the first half. You understand? Because both teams were very cautious of each other. I mean, no matter whom you are, if you're playing against Juventus, you should be cautious. You understand? If you're playing against Real Madrid, you should be cautious. So in the first half, both teams were very cautious of each other. And secondly, they were able to mark each other out because of the system and the formation that they were playing. Just that the movement on the pitch was different, right? And then the second half, Madrid changed the tempo of the game. That was where the difference was. Xabi Alonso was able to, not tactically though, but technically change the variations of his play, which Tudor was not able to find an answer for, because you realize that when Madrid upped the tempo, Juventus was not able to match them boot for boot. That was where the goal came from, and from then it became a game of not equals, but a game where Madrid had the dominance.
Oh, wow. But let me come to you, Messi. With what we've seen so far, Madrid haven't been the best team so far in this tournament. We could be honest with ourselves. But with what we've seen, this is how we've seen them go all the way in several UEFA Champions League, editions, and they've gone on to win. Is it going to be the same thing with Real Madrid? With what we are seeing now, slow starters, they gradually build up, they have the mentality, but then at the end of the day, it's all about winning for them.
Yes, for Madrid, it all comes down to winning. Madrid has always been about the win. They really don't care how impressive the game goes. Once they get the winning goal, once they come out victorious, that is what Madrid yearns for. And time and again, they prove themselves that yes, we are match winners, we are cup winners, and I think that quality is what a lot of people lack. Juventus was playing a good game in the first half, and they lost it in the second half because when Xabi made the changes in Real Madrid, I think they couldn't match up to the quality of the changes that were made, on the other side. Looking at bringing someone like Mbappe on, it left Juventus lacking because I think on their bench, they didn't have someone who could match, with the changes that were coming. Even when Valverde left, I don't think they had someone that could fill in that position. That they were equally playing, 3-back, but I think they couldn't have the players that Real Madrid had and the quality that they had. So I think they lacked very well, and then gave Madrid the upper hand. But at the end of the day, Madrid still just yearns for a win, and then they got it. So
But let's single out some of the players. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Were you impressed? First half it was limited. There wasn't enough space for him to operate new system. But do you think, with the quality of that cross and perhaps what might come later, he's just going to slot in once the season starts?
Yeah, he's a spectacular player. So I think with time, he'll find his pace, just as he found his pace in the second half. I think in the second half, he made a very nice crossing, and he just moved forward a bit. He just kept coming in instead of just staying back and then waiting for the right people to connect to them. And that was what we expected from him in the first half. I think he couldn't find that pace in the first half, and finding it in the second half means that in subsequent games he's going to find a better pace, and he's going to produce excellent results. So yes,
your player of the game, who are you going for? There's been quite some players who shown their quality in this game, but
well, I think the first player that I'm going to give a shout out to is Huijsen, the ex-Bournemouth player. The step from Bournemouth to Madrid is not from Chelsea to Madrid.
That's like this.
You understand?
That's like that.
I mean, the golf in difference, the golf in quality, the golf in mentality, the golf in a history and experience is so vast that he's been able to negate all that and then slot it into this Madrid setup without any hindrance. And his understanding with Tchouaméni and then Rudiger. It's as if they've been there for quite a while. You understand? And you see, it shows you that no matter the situation, no matter where you are jumping to, if you have quality in you and you have quality surrounding you, it is easier for you to slot in. You understand? Unlike what we saw in the game between PSG and Inter Miami, where the only quality you saw on the pitch was from Lionel Messi and Busquets. You understand? And so it just tells you. So I am very impressed with him, because of the jump that he's been able to make from Bournemouth to Madrid. And it's not as if he's been lost in the ocean. He has been able to bring out his best. And then I would also say the Juventus goalkeeper. The difference between the Juventus side and the Madrid side, keeping the scoreline at 1-0, is dependent on the performance of the goalkeeper today. And I would say the man of the match is the goalkeeper from Juventus, because if not for him, the scoreline would have been probably 4-0, 5-0.
Are you tipping Madrid to go all the way to the finals? They meet the winner of Borussia Dortmund or Monterrey next, and then their next possible opponent in the last four could either be PSG or Bayern Munich.
So they can possibly go past the quarterfinal stage, but I'm not sure I'm not sure how the rest of the road looks like.
No, but assuming they even knock out either Monterrey or Borussia Dortmund, you think they stand a chance against PSG or Bayern?
Against Bayern they may, but against PSG's current form.
Are you shutting the door?
I am not shutting the door. There's a little bit of space, but there's a bit of reluctance in their style of play. They are trying to steady because of their formation. They try to steady before. PSG does not allow that chance for you to steady and then get yourself. No, they don't allow that. So maybe Bayern, I don't know, but with PSG, I don't know what their chances are.
If it's about steadying, you understand? I mean, don't you think that at the highest level, Madrid ups the game depending on whom the opposition is? You understand?
Exactly.
So if the opposition is PSG, the mentality is going to be different. If the opposition is Bayern Munich, the mentality is going to be different. So I am not going to use this game to judge Madrid, right? So it is the mentality. You see, all the teams that are left in this tournament, there's absolutely no team that has got a dreadful mentality than Madrid. No matter how poor they play. No, you see, you just have to follow the trend. You understand? No matter how poor they play, they have a conviction that they will get a win.
True.
That is what separates them from the rest. Because if you watch over the past couple of years, they have never been the best team in any of the seasons, right? But they go to the finals, they go to the semis, and they are able to win. So that is something that you don't buy. That is something that you don't just go to the market and buy. That is something that is inbuilt over years and years of practice.
Interesting. So Real Madrid, hopefully to advance. You think they won't even get past the semi-final stage?
If they do,
then they can win it, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So all too soon, we've come to the end of another interesting conversation. I've really enjoyed the company of my analysts here in the studios. It's been great, and it was the game we brought to you, post-match analysis of the game between Real Madrid and then also Juventus. Juventus, they have been sent packing back to Italy because they lost to Real Madrid by a lone goal. Gonzalo Garcia with that goal. Your final words?
Sorry to Juventus. They had a good run. They had a good run in the competition. I think they have more time to prepare for next season. And to Real Madrid, keep bringing the surprises. We are here for it all.
All right, Atika, you.
Oh, I don't really have anything to say. Just that
That's still something to say,
Oh. No.
Okay, all right. Thanks so much, Messi. Thanks so much to you, Force, and to you out there who watch. Please don't forget. Just like, subscribe to the channel, and then also share the content. Share the content because we have a lot of goodies for you. There's quite a lot happening in the United States of America. This is the only channel that will feed you with the quality and then also everything thrilling that's happening. My name is Josiah. Thanks to my panelists. We are out. Bye-bye.